driving this weekend. Trying not to sit. Okay. I think we're live.
Someone tell us that you can see us and hear us and that we're beautiful.
Yes.
Except me.
Frequent affirmations. Well,
you can be
your
beautiful
voice
in
is
voice.
beautiful. Yeah.
My dad was telling me that he thinks that you should be like someone who records voiceovers for things. And I told him that you would hate the idea of doing that.
In university, several people suggested that I do the shipping forecast. Apparently, I just have a good voice for that.
Saying, yeah, at least, sorry, it's the people always say like the insult of you have a face for radio, but that's not the same as saying you have a voice for radio.
Yeah. There was one in my field zoology course, and we were trying to identify these shells on this Scottish beach, and we collected like hundreds of them, and we had to catalog every single one of them, and then we had a big long list because there was two species. There was L. obtusata and L. lehorina, and so those were abbreviated as LL and LO, and so we ended up, basically, I just had a huge long list of all the shells we had, and we spent like several hours of me just reading all of these out of LL, LL, LO, 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 LL, LO for like several hours. And they were like, you have a very rhythmic, like very just a voice that is well suited out for reading out long strings of random data that no one cares about.
Mm-hmm. Fair. Well, as Nemo points out, Bib could read a phone book and it'd be interesting.
I mean,
so there you go.
Interesting is
I was gonna say it would be is there a word for good sounding?
Auditorily pleasing?
Euphonic or euphonious.
Yeah, euphonious.
Hello, Magico.
I was gonna say mellifluous, but that's just like honeyish, isn't it?
Soothing. Ooh. Sonorous? Yes.
It depends on the consonants.
Okay, so do we have any idea what we're doing today? Because it's going to be our last one of these for like 3 weeks, because we're going to miss the next two due to SpecCon in Ireland.
Well,
mellifluous can mean pleasant to hear. Sorry, I shouldn't have doubted myself.
We could just keep on doing what we have been doing and just coming up with more classifiers and more terms for things, or we can work on the the sound changes that get us to P1.
Ooh.
Or both.
Ooh.
Whichever one, because you, Maddie, had some ideas for things to do with this language in the relatively near future.
Yes.
So what thing do you think needs to be most urgently addressed?
Realistically, I mean, I'm going to need both of those things, right? I need the words for all the things, and I need the words for all the things in the modern-er language. Do we have enough words, though, that like we can really judge the sound changes, or do we need to make some more words in P0 before we can figure out if the sound changes are good for P1?
Well, that is kind of up to you, because like looking at the words that we have coined so far, like we've identified a couple of things that we can do, a couple of changes that we might want to implement. So we could either get those just written up now and get those out of the way, or we could just focus on coining more words and then seeing if any kind of broader trends emerge.
I'm voting. Oh, wait, sorry. You go, Jake?
I think it may be worth trying to get a wider range of things done, particularly the changes that we'll need for the ergative. Only because if we make a bunch of sound changes and then we get to like these kind of big shifts in the way that words end up sounding, I guess it won't be that big because it only affects one vowel across, doesn't it? But like I worry about making. I mean, you can always go back and change sound changes later, but in terms of keeping things more, doing things when we're ready to do them, I think it would be better to have a longer list of words where you can be like, I like this and I don't like that.
Okay. That is conveniently also what I was thinking, but for a less technical reason. Mostly just because I feel like that's kind of what we've been doing. And so if we're about to take a break, it might make sense to do that before switching focus to the sound changes. Because like I'll forget literally everything about sound changes in 3 weeks, you know?
Okay. Do we
Hopefully not everything.
do we want to work out at least the ergative ending now?
Sure.
Because like it's not actually going to come up that much in names, just because if everything's just being incorporated and we're ending up with these verbal nuclear complexes, as Andrews would call them, then we don't actually need cases for that. But if at any point you want to come up with like a phrase rather than an individual word, then yeah, we will kind of need to know what the cases are doing.
Okay, let's do that then.
So we had said in the case section that the ergative could potentially be the result of I mutation. Or I guess U mutation. I can't remember if there was a specific reason why we said I mutation and not U mutation there, but
I don't know. Maybe we had a great, brilliant, wonderful reason. Okay.
So basically, we need some word, probably a postposition, in the proto-lang that would make sense to give us a sort of ergative meaning, and it should have an E vowel, and by E I mean the letter I.
Thank you for that clarification, because I would have looked for the letter E. Okay.
So, first of all, in terms of potential meanings, like ergatives, I've done it again. I've left my log in the other room, but ergatives can yep, there we go.
Oh, here it is.
It's a race. It's not a race. I hope it's not a race because I'm going to lose. I also don't know how to find ergative. It's not the language in there.
Oh no, that's the appendix 1. I mean, it's usually an instrumental. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Or instrumental.
Either a what or an instrumental?
A definite.
A definite?
That's what it says.
But I don't know how you would get a definite in. I guess you could incorporate a demonstrative.
I mean, I guess. I don't really see how that would work, but
I mean, it would sort of depend on. I mean, we're doing a 0 third person, but if you allowed a pronominal demonstrative in the slot, Although then it would like overlap with your like other pronominal arguments.
There is a line under the definite to ergative that says, well, this hypothesis is conceptually plausible. More evidence is needed in its support. I don't know what it's actually about, but I think that's based off one of the evidence things. But it lists some examples. I don't know. I barely know what I'm reading when I read this thing, so you know.
Well, I mean, I don't think we need to do anything too fancy with this. Just any word that means like using or with, or I guess through, or something like that. That were something that like clearly identifies that the noun is like the agent, is the thing that is causing something to happen. So, what do we have any convenient postpositions in the Proto-Lang?
Do we have any postpositions? We have like use and have.
I don't think that we have any.
Excellent. That means we can make something.
Yes. Do we need a whole new section for postpositions, or would that go under something else?
A new section's fine. Just don't put it in the material culture section.
I put it under verbs.
Well, I would say that postpositions are a very important part of material culture.
Okay, so like maybe through was one example.
Yeah, potentially.
Okay.
Or like, yeah, with. Or using, or I mean, I think, yeah, by, yeah.
I wouldn't make these all necessarily.
No.
But our options are there. I don't think we need any of this anymore. I delete this.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So, with the mutation thing, the I mutation, so that is affecting the preceding vowel. So, like, I think the way we had discussed this, well, so there are several different options, but one possible thing that we could do is that if we say that this postposition was like literally just the letter I, and that's it, then that would cause a mutation of the preceding vowel, and then when word final vowels are lost, this final I would just disappear. So basically, you would not get a specific like case suffix that you put on the noun. The noun would just have two different forms that just have slightly different vowels, if you see what I mean. So there would be no like external case marking. Or if you are not as attached to that idea, we could totally say that there is just some like final consonant that just, so there is actually a case suffix as well as the vowel change.
I think it's also worth remembering that there will be nouns that are just nouns as well.
Okay.
And so we want something that like ideally works in. I'd say that works in both cases. I feel like for example, we can mark number on our deverbal nouns, but we can't on our regular nouns at the moment, which I think is fine because it's always marked on the predicate. But yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is if it's a final consonant in P1, in P0, we've already said that we'll probably end up losing all final consonants in P1.
All of them?
True.
I don't know if we use it. Definitely the final P. which
Yeah.
at the point you're losing. I mean, if it was like a nasal, I guess that would work. Like, if we just have to pick a consonant that you're not gonna have us lose, Maddie.
Okay.
But that's only if you actually want to have a final consonant.
Hmm.
Because not having a final consonant is also fine. Because especially since like the overall tendency with this language so far, like from P1, you've got like a case system, and like the cases are like the primary way that you tell who's doing what to whom. But then as P evolves, then the emphasis kind of shifts. That was very sloppy terminology, but I hope you see what I mean. Where now everything is being clarified on the verb, where we've got like polypersonal agreement and noun incorporation and all that stuff that is making it clear who's doing what to whom just by looking at the verb. So having individual case markers isn't really as necessary anymore.
Mhm.
So even if the change in case, in the change in form from one case to another is just like, oh, well, it's you just changed this vowel slightly, or like it doesn't need to be particularly like obvious.
Okay. Let's not worry about trying to keep a final consonant then.
Okay. So again, the simplest option would probably just be like, I had it. Where's it gone? There it is. Oh, and now my keyboard's not working. There we go. It's an E.
I don't know why I'm using such a high tone when I say it.
The tonal variation or version of this in your head is
Yes, this language has no phonemic tone.
Just wait till we do the Korean inspired one.
Only in Jake's head are there tones. High vowel equals high tone, of course. Okay. I don't see any reason not to do that. Just having an E there is fine.
Well, I can't remember if we have discussed this before or if we built in some sort of way of dealing with this, but like if you add a final I to a word that ends in a schwa, does something specific happen? It's been too long since I've looked at these sound changes.
I don't know.
I have the thing up, so
Okay.
let's see. So if it's I've got na and noi, and that comes out as na and ni.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yep.
So with our like the word that you coined last time that looks like ice.
Yeah. Well, that comes out as E and then iki.
E and iki. Interesting. Is that because the schwa and I are becoming... Why is that final vowel not lost?
Isn't it?
I think because it's... Why is the final vowel not lost?
Yeah, why is it iki?
That it's iki with the I suffix. It's just E without.
Hold on.
I think because it has some sort of secondary stress. Although I don't quite understand why.
Would someone be able to send me the Lexigy sound changes file thing?
It's the number 3 one, isn't it?
Have that in there. Oh yeah, we did just a little bit up, like a couple scrolls. Are the Carartes 3?
I tried to tag Bob.
Yes, thank you.
I think that the one with the final I vowel retains the vowel because the schwa then seems to like move the secondary stress or something.
So, unless I'm not conceptualizing this properly, does that mean that we're going to have a bunch of words that have a final consonant that only shows up in the ergative?
Yeah. So it could be a 2 for 1.
I mean, how do you feel about that, Maddie? How do you feel about the idea that, like, I'm trying to, like, if we just normalize, like, let's just take the word ak, which is to hunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so to normalize that, we stick the ikya, the word that looks like ice, at the end. And you can get a word that means like hunting, as in like the act of hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And then, ooh, blimey. Well, according to this thing that I've just tried, the absolutive would be iki, and the ergative would be ekiki. So
It's particularly funny because the base form is already ak.
Yeah. It might be a weird example one. Like that might just be a weird one.
What's another verb?
In the proto?
Like a climb is kese. Like aspirated K, ESE.
Kese.
Which to me comes out as absolutive keshi, and then climbs would be keshiki. Which I think is. I think that's nice.
Yeah, it just means that in basically any verb that's being nominalized in this way, you just end up with a key ending, but only in the ergative, which is not actually going to happen all that often because, like, how often do nominalized verbs actually end up being the agent of things? So, yeah, I mean, as long as Maddie's okay with that, like,
yeah.
Was it worth? Do we have an agentive construction yet?
An agentive. Well, we have this, I think, largely kind of undefined in ending that we're using a lot, which may or may not actually be an agentive. It could just be a what do you call it? A like one who is such and such construction.
And that is proto just in, isn't it?
Possibly. I'm not sure we actually worked out. Yeah, we have no etymology for it at the moment, so
Lovely.
it could totally be just be proto-in.
Well, if the ergative is only e, it would mean that there is never a difference between the ergative and absolutive of a agentive noun, which I think sort of makes sense considering agentive nouns are also much more likely to be ergative.
Yeah.
Mm.
And again, it doesn't really like just looking at the verb will help you sort of clarify any ambiguity. So
I think that's fine. I mostly followed that.
I think like trying to use it, especially because this suffix often ends in e, and then we also have een. Did we have a origin for the instrumental? It doesn't look like it.
I think we coined that specifically for the name of the language, and then
never back
with a source for
whatever. Yeah.
But
are we keeping the ga suffix? I couldn't quite tell.
If we are, then we were, because we're getting rid of the uvular stop. The uvular stop is becoming r.
Because this would then suggest that like a climbing place would be in the absolutive a priseg, and I mean there's no reason why you would. I guess if you use this to form the names of like groups of people who are referred to as the place that they are from, you could end up using this. But you would get seg versus sig. Sorry, seg versus sig. I don't think I'm doing that right, but anyway.
I mean, I think that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a bit worried that we're going to end up with too much stuff that ends in just E, but
maybe it'll be a feature.
I mean, we could change the ergative to U mutation.
What would that cause? We'd get a lot of. Does that change?
Let me just.
What's one that you liked the result of?
The random commentary in here cracks me up. Mutation could be okay. I think that'd be fine. We'd still potentially get a lot of Y's, but have some O's and U's. And some of this little friend that I can't remember what it is again. Is that the like ew sound?
Not quite.
No.
It's the ear sound.
No, okay.
So
You know.
with the acterakin, and which become in the plural acterakarin, then with the U mutation, the big shift, I don't know why it's doing this, is then for me coming out as acterakien and then acterakarian, which is, I think, because it's like it's going to the and then the is unrounding to I think. So the U mutation doesn't actually come out.
Oh no, did I freeze? Did Jake freeze? What happened?
Jake appears frozen.
Okay. Jake also appears frozen to me. Let us know if you can still see the rest of us or what just happened.
I got kicked out of Will's stream 2 days ago. Just in the middle of the stream, it was like, no, you have been de-invited, uninvited to this StreamYard link, and it just kicked me out. So
poor Jake.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe Jake is suffering the same fate. Also, my camera, actually, I've never had this happen before, but my camera actually chose to stop working in the middle of the stream.
Huh.
Everything was completely fine, and then suddenly halfway through the stream, it's like, wait a second, this computer doesn't have a camera.
That's bizarre. Okay, Jake, you're back, and you've lost your spot. You've been pushed down.
I'm closer to the comments, but I belong. I think what I was trying to say was that because of we're just putting the U at the end of the word, right?
Yeah.
Because of how the stress works, for whatever reason, that it doesn't affect the vowel with the stress, which then means that all of those affected vowels are just getting turned into schwas.
But does the I mutation, because if we're using the in ending, then the I mutation just wouldn't change it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
So it's a choice between no change at all and turning the final vowel into a schwa, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we want some kind of change, don't we? I mean, I know we don't need one, but...
What were the resulting forms for the U mutation again?
Lexicgy is being slow. Okay, here we go. With the U mutation, it was acterakian and acterakarian.
So the E is turning into like a ya.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
It doesn't bother me at all. I'm game.
Yeah.
Okay. So we say the
and I'm sure that it would look less funny when transcribed. Like, I think it's the idea of calling it a U mutation, and it turns like in into Ian. That is, it's like,
It's like a U with a little star asterisk mutation.
I mean,
it's the mutation from you, but it's not a mutation to you.
Yeah.
We can come up with some cool in-universe name for it.
Mutation.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ultimate vowel transmogrification event.
I can't believe quite how much of Time Studios last week was taken up by the discussion of mugging and transmogrification.
Oh no. The great voweling.
To be honest, I still don't know what mocking is, but I'm not sure I want to.
It's just looking better than someone else.
Hmm.
Which is why the discussion, the transformation into to out-mug someone doesn't make sense to me, other than as a applicative, which I then find very funny. It's the same as run and outrun, but applied to a stupid word. Anyway.
Okay.
So our ergative is coming from just ooh.
Ooh. I feel like I could keep clicking on y'all to bounce around, and you're just in the randomest spots, and I'm just scrolling, and I'm pretty sure everyone watching is just what on earth is Maddie doing? Just roaming wildly through the documents. Ergative. That's good, Jonathan. That's good. Ergative. Huh. I also like grammar most vowel. I also think that's funny.
And now I'm just wondering whether Sumerian wasn't ergative, was it?
I can't remember. Sumerian is one of those languages that I've really wanted to get properly.
It is.
For a long
so there
time.
wasn't ergative. You are. If I'm remembering the language that they spoke correctly.
Yes.
Yes, it was Sumerian. So there was a.
Yes.
We're adopting traditional values. Return to tradition. Make language.
Okay. So we have our U case for our ergative case for the mutation.
So
okay.
I'm just going to test this a little bit more. So do we have any actual true nouns in this language yet that don't come from verbs?
I feel like there's a lot. We haven't really been actually writing things down super well.
If we just take something from the Proto-Lang, let's take the word fish. That's a good one.
Sure.
Ploke.
So you didn't want to go with the pomelo cello?
I mean, we can do that one too.
I mean, I don't know what a pomelo cello is going to do in the ergative.
I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
Something good.
It would,
sausage.
The only thing I think it could actually do is make you drunk.
Whoa.
Whoa?
What?
Whoa?
Wild things are happening.
I don't even know. Okay, so first of all, the word ploke, which is fish, in the absolutive is ilpo, and in the ergative is also ilpo. So that's just one of those words that just doesn't change, which is fine. Which is fine. Okay. We'll have those. But then the word for pomelicello, which originally is cubplocri, in the absolutive is cubulper, and then in the ergative is cubulpugerque.
I love it.
What? I don't know. I just don't know.
I'm curious what happens to oyster.
And sausage. Don't forget sausage.
The sausages aren't doing anything to anyone.
They could.
So, oyster in the oh god, there's still the vela lateral is stuck around. I feel like yeah.
Oh, the Vila L thing, yes.
Yeah. So in the absolutive, oyster is, I'm gonna do my best. Il del and then in the ergative it's il dulco, which I think is nice. Il dulco.
If it's before another consonant, that's fine. But yeah, we should get rid of that word finally.
Yeah. If you can come up with a sentence in which the sausage is the subject to something else, then
Could the sausage give you food poisoning?
You could phrase it like that.
The sausage gives you joy.
Oh, sausage is a word that comes out the same. I think if something has like a final rounded vowel, the ergative is going to be the same for both. So it's il talek, taluk, il taluk.
So like alcohol, ukri probably does something weird. Exactly.
Ukri.
Something really
yeah.
weird.
So alcohol, it comes out in the absolutive as ur, and in the ergative as urque.
Urque. That's cute.
It's so dumb.
I mean, it's cute. In a dumb way, but still cute.
The fact that you would end up having to remember the ergative alcohol has a full qua at the end.
I mean, just imagine people like slurring that in a very drunken manner. It's delightful.
It's really a product of where you get two vowels in a row out of it. Because the final vowels, like when you have like two vowels in a row and it's what would have been more or less a second syllable, like the vowel from the postposition sticks around because it's got secondary stress, and so it's like only the difference between urk and urku, but ku then regularly becomes qu, which is lovely.
So with the word for pomelicello, we've got this crazy thing happening where the O sequence, the U is fronting to U, so we end up with OU. Then metaphysis happens between the K and the R, so we end up with, it goes from oikru to oirku, and then with the D Mandarinization thing, the E ends up turning into a je. So we get a je RK sequence, which is wait, something must be done about that. That is,
yeah.
and I think we've lost Jake again. But I think Jake was so terrified and so disheartened by this, they've just elected to just leave the stream completely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that sequence is rough. Can't even call it cute.
But I don't know what the best way of dealing with that would be.
I don't know. Is that something we want to leave in P0 and fix in P1, or do we want to go ahead and fix it in P0 so we don't have to fix it in all of them?
I think it would not make sense to leave it as it is in any stage. I think just it would be things would not happen in such a way that it would ever exist.
Yeah.
So it should be pulled up by the roots
Mm-hmm.
and eradicated, which is a tautology now that I think about it. But yeah, we should do something to get rid of that, but I don't know what.
Yeah, and as Michelle points out, it is definitely not chartreuse. I don't know if Jake can still communicate through the Google Doc. I mean, I see their little right here, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, could we just I guess would the choice be to change what's causing it to happen in the first place, or would be looking for something that would then take what's being created and the pattern around it and then doing something else with it, like before it happens or after it happens?
I think we need to add a change as it's happening.
Okay.
But what that change is, I am trying to think. Maybe. Hang on, let me just check. I don't know. That's because my first thought was to see if we had a penthesis happen, so that the U was not right next to the kr sequence, then we wouldn't end up getting that random je, and then it would be just much easier. But then we'd have to rearrange everything and have to have a whole new sequence in there. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like I don't have many thoughts in this. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I could spend quite a while bashing my head against a wall trying to figure that out. So I'll just leave that as a note to come back to.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And in the meantime, we are still Jakeless.
Yeah. I pulled up Discord to see if Jake messages me, but I don't see anything. Doesn't look like Jake's posted in the chat anywhere. And actually, Jake disappeared from the doc too. So I wonder if Jake just completely lost internet or something. Or might be resetting their internet in order to come back. I don't know. Which is unfortunate. Yeah. I guess we can carry forth until Jake returns.
Yeah. So what can we do?
Why did you say that like a cartoon? I was thinking about how Jake's also streaming again at 4:30, and I was like, if Jake's having internet issues, then that's not going to be just like oopsie on this stream, but then like oopsie on the stream with Miles, which I feel like is double unfortunate for having bad internet issues today. Like it's like a double whammy. And then I was processing that, and apparently that makes me sound like a cartoon villain. Sorry. But okay. Okay, so now we have ergative.
Yeah, so right now we've got two cases. We've got the ergative and the absolutive, which we could just leave it at that. But yeah, in that case shot, we roughed in potentially a genitive as well. So I guess, so there are, when it comes to possession, there are two different, why am I having so much trouble navigating this document?
Jake says their router is flashing red at the moment.
That's not a good sign.
No, it is ominous.
Well, so there are, yeah, and when it comes to possession, if you want to say something like what's something that the people of this culture would possess, like
the jade?
Yeah, like what's a person of high rank in this culture?
Like, a dragon rider?
Sure.
One of the clan
leaders? You want to say like the dragon rider's jade.
Yeah. Because I don't think we've actually coined it yet, but yeah.
Option one is that we just have a genitive case, which is basically you have the possessor, so dragon rider, and then you just stick a thing at the end that means of the dragon rider, and then jade, which, you know, that's exactly what we do in English. So we could just have a separate case for that. The alternative would be to do a head marking thing where instead of marking the possessor, you mark the thing that is possessed. So it would be like dragon rider and then jade with like a prefix on it that usually this in languages with like head marking possession, the affix will agree with the possessor in person and number. So it would be like a third person singular. So it's like the dragon rider, their jade. You know what I mean? And then instead of having, like, if you wanted to say like my jade, you wouldn't have a separate word for my. You would just have a little prefix.
Singular.
Yeah, that just means of me, and then you just stick it onto the thing. And with the way this language is working, I guess either of those would be justifiable, because we are coming from the Proto-Lang is more of like a like it has a case system, so it'd be very easy to say that it had a genitive case that this language inherits, or we could say as it sort of shifts away from the case system, just this new head marking system evolves. So, or we could even do both. Like in Turkish, you have both. So if you want to say like, to say the dragon rider's jade, it would be like of the dragon rider, their jade.
Their jade, yeah.
And you just have to stick them both on.
So here's my question, which like I still can't shuffle this around in my head on the fly. With the way we have the sound changes working and things change based off like the stresses and like all of that, which one of these would cause the most shenanigans in like dictionary entries?
I mean, I don't think either of them would be more or less likely to do that.
Okay.
Because both of them just involve sticking something onto another word. I mean, I guess very broadly speaking, we have more sound changes affecting the end of words than the beginning of words. So if you had a prefix that you would stick on the front, which is what we would expect since we're starting with a head final language
Yeah.
for the head marking thing, you would have a pronoun that you just stick at the front. So yeah, I mean, are we aiming for shenanigans or away from shenanigans?
I'm trying not to do the number thing again.
Okay.
I would say away from shenanigans. Like, I like the idea of having shenanigans that are more easily like structured, right? But if it's something where like every single word that we make is going to require like a whole separate, like it's going to double the dictionary, like things for the forms and stuff, I want to lean away from that unless it's going to be like the coolest thing ever, you know?
Okay. Well, if we stick with just the genitive case option, then that will only be just one form. You will just have a genitive form for each noun. Whereas if we go with the head marking one, there could potentially be like 6 different forms depending on whether it's my jade or your jade or his, her, or its jade or their jade, etc.
Yeah.
Or I suppose this is less common, but it does happen. Like in, I believe Arabic does this, where it is head marking possession, but you don't have different prefixes for different persons and numbers. You just have, it's called the construct state, where it's just all it means is that the jade belongs to someone.
Like
And
the owned jade sort of thing. Or
kind of, yeah.
possessed
And it's
jade.
kind of up to, you just look at the preceding words to figure out who is the one that owns the jade. There's no agreement going on.
Okay. I do like the idea of that because like I leaned towards this in general. Like I just feel like it's kind of fun. But doing the construct state would allow it to be relatively simple.
Okay.
Can we do that one? Because I do feel like that's fun.
Sure. Now, I'm actually not sure what the easiest way to do that is. That's the only thing. Because if we have different forms for like different pronouns, then that's pretty straightforward. All we have to do is just say that the pronouns just get stuck onto the front.
Yeah.
But if it's just a general purpose construct state, I don't actually know where that comes from. So give me a moment to actually look this up.
All right. Something like that.
I guess one way of doing it, I don't know if this actually makes sense, but I guess we could have a split going on where working this out as I say it, so this may not actually lead anywhere, but like,
Okay.
I guess one way that it could happen is that if you originally had different forms for different persons and numbers that
Mhm.
ultimately come from just the pronouns getting stuck onto the following noun, but then if a separate genitive case evolved later, and then you ended up with a split where if you wanted to say like my jade, your jade, etc., then you would use the genitive form of the pronoun, but specifically for third person arguments, you would use the construct state. I don't like this idea.
Mm.
I don't think this is going anywhere.
Okay.
I don't know. I think more research is required. I'm not finding anything immediately. I wish I had my. Does the WLOG have anything on the construct state?
Let's test my my skills with searching through this here. Okay. LMN. I know how the alphabet works. Newest copula. It goes straight from conditional to copula, but let me check the other direction. Let's see. Conditional, conjunction, consecutive. No, I'm not seeing anything here. Is there like any other terms for that, or?
If you look up possession, I guess.
Okay. There's a lot of different possessives. A possessive, H possessive, C. No, just A and H possessive. A possessive being agent and partitive, and H possessive being exist, future, obligation, and perfect. Oh no, that's source target. I want the other direction. Target source. Wait, no.
Hello, George. Do you know where the construct state evolved from?
We're called. Oh, what's that called in game shows when you're like
phoning a friend?
Yeah, we're phoning a friend,
Yes,
and our friends are the audience.
We're using a lifeline.
Yeah. I'll have to change a tally.
We're gonna buy a vowel.
Oh my gosh. Okay, purpose, promise, property, progressive. Okay. Do you know what the difference is between H possessive and
I
other possessive?
can't remember how they define it in the book.
Okay. Yeah, David's got a lot going on though. Yeah, because my linguistic skills are not quite strong enough to make too much sense for this. Since A-possessive markers may go back to ablative markers, could be a general grammaticalization chain, ablative to A-possessive to partitive. Oh, that's if you're going to partitive.
Yeah, that's what I've been able to find as well, Jonathan. it seems to be in some way related to definiteness and like definite spreading, but I don't know.
Could we just like have it come from something that the meaning gets lost or something? Like, I don't know if that's an option, but
I mean, I think it would honestly just be easier to have it just come from pronouns that get attached on. I mean, hold on. Do we have pronouns already worked out for the Protolang? I feel like we do.
That sounds like it could be a thing. Pronouns. We do have pronouns.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, George. It's like, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to try to explain it. I don't really know. I'll just confuse everybody.
Yeah. It's just a thing that you put on the noun to say that this noun is possessed in some way.
A, attributive, B, predicative, and H have construction. Oh, thank you, Nemo. Like if it comes from definite marking directly, and then when you have an unmarked appositional possessor, only the head noun is marked, and then the definite marking is reinterpreted as construct. Something vaguely along those lines. Ooh.
That could come with some implications for how we handle definiteness and things that I'm not sure I want to get into at this point. But
yeah, that's
first
fair.
of all, let me just see what happens if we stick these pronouns onto a random noun. So, what's a random noun? What's a good one to use? Let's do winged beast.
Okay.
So if we wanted to say my winged beast,
then
we take gra. Yeah, gra. Man, that's hard. And stick it on the front. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, weird things happen to these pronouns because that would come out as irga kuis. So gira becomes irga, which is kind of chunky.
Huh.
It's not undoable, but I don't know. I might want to shorten that a bit.
Yeah. Kind of a lot.
Whereas your winged beast okay, that's just pia kuis. Sorry, pia kuis. So pia, I think is fine. And then
Tinguish is also proposing we could use a generic third-person possessor for the construct, meaning like owned by someone non-specific.
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe if we say we have an indefinite pronoun, that just means someone's whatever it is, because that's reasonably common in languages that have head marking possession. Like there are some, it's actually pretty common in languages that have head marking possession. There are certain nouns that have to be possessed always. Like in like Nahuatl, there is no word for friend, for example. You cannot just say like the friend, because necessarily the friend belongs to someone. So you have to say someone's friend, or like their friend, or his friend, or what have you.
Mhm.
So yeah, they
That's
could be like
fun.
a specific indefinite form, and then that could generalize and just become like the general construct state that you just use for all possession, I
Mhm.
guess. I mean, I've heard of worse ideas.
I'm can get behind that.
Okay, I'm gonna make an executive decision then. I don't know. Maybe if and when Jake rejoins us and they see what we've done, they will be very upset. But for now, I'm taking over this joint. I'm in charge now, so I'm gonna say.
Bib's taking charge. I
Gonna
like
add
that.
an indefinite pronoun, so basically something that just means someone. So, is there a particular sound you would like to have at the beginning of words? Any particular consonant that just sort of speaks to you?
I mean, I feel like the first thing that pops into my head is M, but that's just a bias from I don't know.
I mean, I like M. M is a good sound.
Let's do M then.
Cool. And we want it to be something relatively short and simple. So
Someone said Bib's finally gone mad with power. I like the idea that this is what you choose to use your power for. Okay, yeah, an M.
Indefinite pronouns is the height of corruption. So in this language, we do have this situation where the initial syllable is special because it is the only syllable that any vowel can show up in of all of our vowels that we have. So we could justify any of them showing up here. So it could be, hold on, what's our chart? So yeah, is there any particular vowel that you're drawn to? Could be me, could be me, could be me, me.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Which one?
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Me.
Meh.
Okay, let's try. So, if we go with kulsu, which is winged beast. Because of the U mutation, that actually comes out as mokuis. The air turns into an o.
Okay.
But that's just in that specific word. So basically, it would come out as just an M with kind of a mystery vowel after it.
Oh, joy.
What was that you said about shenanigans?
But is this less shenanigans than other things would be, you know?
Well, hold on. Let me just refresh myself as to how our mutation is actually working, because I think... is there any... If we made it me, then that wouldn't ever change.
Let's do it. Look
The
at
only
us
thing
making
is,
simple-ish.
How do we get me again? So, because we're not starting out with me, we get me through. So the consonant would have to be palatal in order for that to work. So in the modern language, it would have to come out as either ki or gi.
think I prefer
So-
ghee.
Ghee?
Yeah. I'm not overly opinionated. I feel like
Okay.
that's the more chartreuse option.
I'm just reacquainting myself with these sound changes just to see if there's any other thing we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to minimize the number of potential vowel changes, I think that probably is just the easiest thing to do, is to just go with what in the Proto-Lang would have originally been like goo, or excuse me, no, that would have been, it has to be palatal, so it would be ki,
Ghee. Okay.
and then that in Charartus would become the construct state,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Mm-hmm.
come out as gi.
Hmm. Oh no.
Hmm?
That Bouba is canceled for today.
Oh no.
Oh wow. This is a weird week for streams.
Yeah.
No lang time. I mean, that means that we don't have to stop at 4:30. We could go to 5 if we wanted to, although I'll have to. I know I have people coming over tonight for dinner, but I don't know what time they're coming. So I could potentially go to 5, but we'll see. We'll see.
Oh.
We'll just randomly end this stream with 0 warning or notice.
I mean, at the rate that these streams have been dropping out, who knows?
Yeah,
We could just vanish at any moment.
that's true. Oh my
Okay.
god.
Well, now that that's done,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want to do?
Let's see. Okay, so yeah, we have the case stuff sort of figured out. I'm trying to look down and see, of the things that we have in the list to make, are there any big grammatical things that would be important to tackle?
I mean, one place that my mind goes to is that we had discussed mutation being an element in the verb system as well. So what I was thinking is that if we've already used mutation for the thingy, what's it called? The ergative. For the ergative case, then we could use I mutation for the verb system in some way, because for all of the names that we have made so far, we've just been using like the bare form of the verb, which we're assuming also serves as like a generic present or gnomic or habitual. It just means that, you know, the verb happens just regularly, or just kind of like, you know, like the fog stalkers, other things that stalk in the fog, you know, they just do sort of do that generally or customarily.
Right.
But if we wanted like a specific, like if we wanted to make it like a split between past and non-past, for example, then we could make like a past tense form by using the I mutation. And that would again mean that instead of having like a specific suffix that you put on the verb and say, okay, this is the past tense marker, instead that means that each verb would have different sort of stems, one for the past and one for the non-past, or something along those lines.
Yeah. Which would definitely be interesting. It is definitely some fun shenanigans. But in theory, once, like, it's really only shenanigans for coming up with the dictionary. Like, at that point, like, constructing words and stuff from it would be, well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like past and present kind of make the most sense there for what would come up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, could be valid. Although like on a scale of not a problem at all to the numbers. What degree of shenanigan is that?
I mean, it's just it is mutation, so it is inherently it inherently involves some level of shenanigans, because the whole point is that it's not like, oh, you just stick this one thing onto the verb and you just do that in every situation. So it would require some different forms of the verb, but
how pervasive is it, right? Like, is it just, okay, these forms will mess stuff up, but does it then like compound with all the other shenanigans where it's gonna like multiply the other shenanigans into double, triple, quadruple shenanigans?
I don't think so. Because I think if we only have two basic verb forms, like a past and a non-past, and then we just say that everything else is just built off of those, like if those are, we would only really need those two principal parts to figure everything else out from. So I think it should be doable.
Okay, then I'm still game to do it. And yes, we do have a Jake that popped into a chat. They said they can follow on mobile data, but probably can't get enough to stream. We've made a, hold on, wait. Construct thing marker possess marker. That's so helpful.
Yeah, you got it in one.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, the mutations.
So yeah, if we go down to our verb section,
stunning. Construct thing possessive construction marker. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the technical term for it.
Okay.
So we're saying that the basic unmarked form of the verb is the present and or habitual. Just the verb is happening. But
yeah,
if we say that I mutation is the we're sticking with this idea that it's the I mean, it could just be a past, or it might make more sense to make it like a perfective or something. And then we could have a perfective imperfective split, maybe. Or maybe we could have the perfective and imperfective be affixes that you stick on to either the present or past stem. I don't know. There's several different ways we could play it out.
Yes. Let me think about that, aka Google what perfective means. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they're like the two, I think it's safe to say it's like the most common aspectual split in the world's languages ever. So like the imperfective is like things that are ongoing or that are presented as like incomplete in some way. And the perfective is like a sort of single like bound event that is sort of packaged as kind of like a complete whole.
Yeah.
So like if you say like I was walking to the shop and I saw my friend, I was walking to the shop, that's like a thing that is in the process of happening. And then I saw my friend, the act of seeing my friend is like a single like instant or a single sort of, you know, defined thing. So that's something that the vast majority of languages will pay attention to in some respect.
Okay. That could make sense to do then. And then we could kind of probably leave it with those distinctions. Other than our complex modal stuff.
Yes. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble finding the document. There it is. So the present / habitual / imperfective. So it's like a very multi-purpose, just anything that is happening at the moment or is in the process of happening or happens in general. Use this one. Whereas this one is more of a perfective thing. So that means that we are necessarily dealing with a marked perfective, which languages kind of vary as to whether the perfective or the imperfective is the unmarked one. But in this case, if we're dealing with a marked perfective, then some like I've only just noticed the way I've labeled this chart, and I don't know why I did it like this. We've got a basic stem and a mutated stem. Hold on. What was I thinking when I did this? I feel like I've overlooked something. Did I have something specific in mind when I did this? Yeah, I'm curious as to what you mean. What specific thing you have in mind with that, Jake?
Non-binary chew.
Oh, I don't know what I.
Jason for Conlanging.
Carcinization. I will. I will have it. I'll have a lot to say about carcinization in my SpecCon talk.
Ooh.
I'm going to address it after. I'm probably like really late to the party in terms of. I think that meme has been pretty thoroughly worn out by now. But
I have no idea what it is, so I'll at least enjoy it.
It's the thing where it's like everything turns into crabs.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that? There's like a big meme about like everything will become crabs and like all life in the universe will evolve into crabs.
Because crabs is just the ultimate final life form kind of vibe, or?
Yeah, because there is a long story short, several different groups of decapod crustaceans have evolved a crab-like shape, and then people have just been sort of using that as like a meme to say that crabs are like the superior life form, but it's not true. And I will have a lot to say about that, but
very good. We could hang out together in Northeast China.
I mean, yeah, that would be fun. Right, so yeah, I can't remember exactly what I meant when I labeled the chart the way I did, but I'm just going to ignore that and pretend that I just wasn't thinking properly. So if we have a perfective very often comes from verbs like to finish. That's a pretty common one. To stand, like certain verbs of posture. Again, I wish you have the log with you, so I really need to learn to keep that book in this room with me.
But now I get to do something. I get to do it poorly, but do you want me to look perfective up?
Yes, please. That is true. That is true. There is that scene with the crabs in the time machine.
And we want, which section do we want? No, I need to go this direction. I always like have a moment of like trying to remember which way I need to look it up. And OP. Perfective. Finish perfect.
Is that all it says?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems kind of short for the I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, because usually like the perfective is one of those ones that has lots of different lexical sources. Let me just
I don't know if that helped holding it up at all. Y'all crack me up. Yeah. I mean, finish is
yeah. I mean,
generically fine.
yeah. Again, I don't think we need to do anything particularly fancy, so we just need to come up with a word that means finish that has an I in it. And again, up to you whether or not we have a final consonant, because if we do, then that will survive into the modern form. So you'll have a vowel alternation happening and then also a suffix that you put on the end after that. Or we could just have it just be marked through the change in the vowel, which would actually help keep our verbs relatively short, because we've got so many affixes that are piling up that, you know, we are at risk of ending up with lots of very long words. So if we wanted to keep it relatively short, we could just use a single an affix without any final consonant.
Yeah. So then would finish be a verb here? Like would it be like to finish or?
Yeah, that would be a basic verb.
Okay. Finish.
And
something
with an I.
And by I, you mean like this I, right?
Yeah, a letter I that makes the sound E.
I thought so, but I just had a moment of like...
Yeah, the English terms for vowels are very annoying.
Well, since we didn't get to use the M for the other one, do we want to use like me?
Okay. Let's see if we stick that on as a suffix to another verb. So let's take the word, why not fail?
Fail, finish.
Yes. Actually, that's a good point. We could justify it being either a prefix or a suffix, but I vote suffix because we've already got enough prefixes. Yeah, just saying that the finish is like an auxiliary, so I finish failing, basically.
Yeah.
So that would be oki, and then me at the end. So that means that... Interesting. So oki on its own in the modern language would just come out as E.
Okay.
That's it. Whereas the perfective would be iklem. So again, there's a whole extra syllable. Let's try a different verb.
Yeah.
Something that's slightly longer.
You sacrifice.
We could. Yeah, let's try that. So, unajo. So the imperfective would be unag, and the perfective would be unagim.
I mean, I kind of like that one. That's kind of cool.
I mean, in that case, all it does, it just comes out as a im ending.
In or im?
Im.
Im.
That is a well, I suppose that's only going to affect a handful of verbs, but that does sound a lot like the in ending that we're using to turn our verbs into nouns. So let me just. I don't know why. Oh wait, yes I do. Let's just try one more verb. Let's go with to tie or to bind, because that looks like it's got quite a lot of complexity to it. Tosri.
A little bit of a twister. Okay.
No. Bad.
Okay.
No, that's very much not good. That needs to be changed. Because that's coming out as what should be phonetically impossible is coming out as there's no vowel between the j and the hr, that's not good. But the perfective comes out as tajrim, which again it just comes out as an im stuck on the end. So I want to make it so that it is less like it has a more substantial effect on the verb root. I don't know why it's not changing the vowels more.
Yeah, we do probably need some repair rules. Can you all hear my daughter?
Just about, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, if we try drarp.
Fair.
No, so pretty much everything is coming out just as an IM ending.
Okay.
Which, if we take away the M though, if we take away the M, then we get the imperfective is irdarp, and the perfective is irderp. So we do get just the A turns into an E. That's the kind of thing.
Yeah.
At least that I'm looking for.
Are we okay with? I mean, I feel like that's if we're gonna do like this super, super, super short thing, I feel like that's a good place to do it. It's gonna be fun in some of the other languages, I imagine, but I feel like that works. And it gives us what we were trying to get, you know?
I mean, we could, if we want to make it longer, we could stick a voiceless stop at the end of that, because like if it was eek, for example, then the imperfective would be irdarp and the perfective would be irdirpi. So that changes the stressed vowel and adds an I at the end, which it doesn't make it too long or too clunky, but it does affect the stem. So I personally like that.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of has a fun vibe to it. Let's do it.
Cool. Then back to the verb chart we go. Yeah. So to turn any verb to the perfective, you apply I mutation to the stress vowel, and then you add a final I to the end.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Cool. So, are we content in saying that those are the only two basic forms of the verb, and that like all other verb forms are just derived by sticking stuff onto either one of these two?
I lean towards that, unless you have an argument otherwise.
Not particularly. Like, yeah, I think. Ooh.
I had a bug encounter over the weekend that I was chatting out a bunch in my Discord.
What kind of bug?
Yeah.
What kind of bug?
It was a large centipede.
Ah.
I don't like centipedes at all.
Was it a house centipede? The one with the long legs that move really fast?
I didn't see it move, but it had very long legs. It was a leggy boy. And it was like up on the wall in the corner, and it was huge. It was like finger sized. And I was just looking at it like, I can't go onto that side of the house. Like, we had to have a neighbor come over.
That sounds like a house centipede, which is, I don't really know why, and I do feel bad about it, but it's one of the only animals that, I generally don't like very much. Like, I'm fine with regular centipedes, millipedes, myriapods in general. I think they're very cool animals. I quite like them. But there's something about house centipedes in particular. Them and Dobson flies. Dobson flies look like a cartoon parody of an insect. Like if you gave like a 3-year-old a crayon and you're like, oh, draw a picture of an insect, like this is what they draw. They're like ridiculously huge and like ill-proportioned, and their mouth parts like don't even fit together properly. They're like weird overlapping. Like they just look.
I've ever seen one.
Yeah, they are. I mean, as animals, they're very interesting. As just, Yeah,
I don't like cave crickets or sprickets because they kind of look like spiders, but they're the way they deal with like, oh, you surprise them. Isn't like most bugs where they're like, I'm going to get away from you. It's like, let me jump at the random thing that made a noise, and they just jump at you. I don't like those either. But centipedes or the house centipedes or whatever, I guess, are the worst for me. But I have progressed into my adulthood enough that I don't like immediately start crying if I see one. So that's good for me.
That's progress. That's good.
Yeah. Camel spiders. I'm afraid to look that up.
I like camel spiders. They're I don't know. I like spiders in general. They are. In fact, camel spiders. I mean, yeah, camel spiders are solifuges, so they're not actually spiders. But even so, I think they're fun. I really like their mouth parts.
I would cry, Jake, and leave the country. I don't mind spiders. Like, they don't freak me out. Like, I don't want them, like, I don't want bugs on my body. But, like, as long as it's, like if I see a little spider up on the wall, I'm like, that's fine. Like, I'm even okay with it, like, kind of being in the house. Like, that's okay. As long as it's, like, if it's on my bed, if it's, like, gonna touch me, then I'm like, no, I don't want bugs on my body. But, unless it's a centipede, in which case it, like, we can't exist on the same plane of existence. So, yeah.
I think I very much underestimated the average viewer's arachnophobia in the early episodes of Alien Biospheres. I got a lot of complaints of people saying I use too many pictures of spiders.
Huh. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's one of the pretty common ones. But like, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't have expected it to be like super pervasive, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. So we've got our two basic verb forms.
Mm-hmm.
That all other verb forms will be derived from. How do you delete? Oh, there it is. Delete row. Okay, well, we only have like 15 minutes left, so anything in particular we want to do with this time?
I don't know. I mean, it feels like 15 minutes isn't quite enough time to do a whole thing, so we could just like do a wrap-up summary chatty thing prep for the next one, I guess.
Sure.
That was descriptive.
They don't have spider faces, George. I mean, they kind of do, but only if you like specifically like set out to find spidery things about them. I mean, just they have more than one pair of eyes, sure, but they've got like beaks and like head crests and all sorts of other not spidery things.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like we might still want to continue making more words, but we could probably transition into focusing more on sound changes soon. And maybe like, who knows, maybe I'll feel inspired and want to do some like, I don't know, word making before we get around to streaming again. I don't know. It's unlikely.
Do we have a basic word for human yet?
I don't think so.
That feels like in the proto-line, is there a word for human or person or?
Now I'm like wondering. Lots of words for rocks.
Seemingly not.
We have a word for penguin.
We have a word for penguin, but not human.
Yeah. The tropical kind of penguin.
Yes, Children of Time is quite good, and it was inspired by a conversation that Adrian Tchaikovsky had with my good friend C.M. Kuzemin. C.M. Kuzemin is mentioned in the acknowledgements, even though his name is misspelled.
Oh no. I'll come give you a hug when I'm done streaming. I just need a minute. Am I going to make a SpecCon vlog? I have been leaning probably no, but I don't know. I don't know how stressful it's going to be. You know what I mean? We'll see how it goes. It's not like my vlogging is super... I need a reason to talk to people in order to make a vlog happen because I can't just like film people like or film myself with other people. It freaks me out. The like performance aspect of it, like my brain can't compute how to do that. So we'll see. We'll see. It might just be like a random like video montage of like random things as if there was a fly on the wall. And that would be the extent of it. But anyway.
I don't know why I've suddenly been possessed of this idea, but I'm just thinking that if we did coin an early word for human or person, then we could use that to create a human classifier.
Right.
And then we do have a word for to eat as well. And so then we could come up with a term like man-eater or like human-eater, like which would be like a pretty direct word for like a monster of some kind.
Oh, that would be cool. My brain was instantly like cannibals, but yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense.
I mean, yeah, either or both of those.
Human.
Yeah, I think Jake was on the same page with you. So what's a basic word for human? Something
I don't have the
simple.
There was a word we liked that we were keeping, right? So these I think are all the ones we hadn't used that were that we liked enough to keep, I think, or they may have just been random ones.
This is probably one that's going to come up a lot. So yeah, again, aiming for pretty just like CV or maybe CVC, something straightforward.
I mean, we could do RAR. We could do.
I'll give you RAM.
Okay. RAM.
Well, let me just check, because if we do RAM, just say that like RAM, then yeah, that in the modern language that would just come out as RAM, or actually, yeah, RAM, because the rhotics are merging, which I think that's a decent word for person.
Let's do it.
So then, if we add that to the Proto-Lang somewhere,
I got it.
is there a section for humans or human-like things?
Not material animals. I stuck it at the bottom of animals.
Sure, humans are animals. We can go with that. So that would come out as RAM. And then the word for to eat. I swear we had a word for to eat. Where is it? Surely it's in basic verbs. Why can't I find it? There it is. Yeah. Yor is to eat. So if we stick that, so it would be like ram yor and then in with the agentive on the end. Interesting. So the modern word that would mean like person eater would be changurin or changurin. I have a really hard time for some reason keeping the rhotics consistent. Changurin. So like
kind of fun.
Yeah, I kind of like that as a name for some kind of
it's evocative
monster. So like that. Not like that. Like that.
Yeah, I like that. And then we can put that down in the dictionary, or at least like stick it down there so we remember it. But yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's good. And this is what is what's really fun about having these languages that work like this with the classifiers as derivational elements, because then you can also just off the top of my head, looking at our list of basic verbs, we have a verb for do we have a word for to kill or to die?
We have a word for death. And we have sacrifice. I don't know if we have to die. I mean, we have DYE, die. Because death and sausage were like our first words.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave that for the time being, but like, yeah, I guess if we take the word sacrifice.
Yeah.
And then you stick that in the agentive, and we put the human classifier at the front, and that would be like one who performs human sacrifice. So I don't know, that could be a word for like I don't know if this culture has a tradition of human sacrifice,
Mhm.
but if we say that it does,
Mhm.
then you could get the word that is taking a long time to load for some reason. Why is Lexigi not working?
Oh no.
There we go. Okay. We would get Romanagin.
Romanagi.
And then, yeah, that would mean like one who sacrifices humans. So, like,
Fun.
yeah, it's like really fun and easy to just anytime you need a word for anything, you can just cobble together these verbs and these classifiers and just come up with new stuff. It's
Mhm.
very fun.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a thing to consider, George, is that
Mhm.
a lot of different groups terms for themselves just translates to people. So
Mhm.
might have to take that into consideration. But
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's all right. And I mean, I don't think I would realistically use that too much because again, a lot of them are going to distinguish themselves as like which clan or like sept and stuff. Sept. They're from of the different clans. So I feel like those are the terms I'd use the most for this one anyway. So oh
Yes.
wait.
come back and have a cast an eye over what we've done.
We have a Jake for the last 3 minutes.
Why can't I hear anything?
I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
This is bad.
Oh no. That's true, George. That makes sense. It's something to keep in mind. But
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, yeah. Can you hear it now?
Yeah,
Welcome
I'm
back.
taking this joint back over
For 3 minutes.
for 3 minutes.
Are you gonna do? Is Let's Have a Booba still canceled? I mean, at this point, I guess.
I've asked Miles, but like with 4 minutes notice, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Okay, so there are potentially. Well, George is hopefully still streaming on Saturday, but there'll be no Lang time this week. And then I don't know when Lang time is going to be next week. I assume there's no Let's Have a Booba, or is there going to be Let's Have a Booba next week?
I don't think that I've left yet. Then
Okay.
I
Okay.
really should be more aware of when my flights are.
Fair.
Yeah, no, I leave on Friday, so
So probably still
so yeah,
Let's Have a Booba.
there'll be Let's Have a Booba on the 2nd.
Okay. But then this stream will not resume until the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll miss 2 weeks, which will be wild, but it'll be okay. I think I already have the 15th scheduled just so it's up there. I'd have to check. But yeah, I don't know. Does anyone have any other final thoughts, words, please, cries?
Not really. I'm still trying to think about how we can make it more Manchu, but I don't think it's going to happen.
What about it is in what sort of thing in your mind would make it more Manchu?
I didn't have any idea. I think it was Will who brought up the idea of making it more Manchu.
Oh, did I miss that? I mean, I do like Manchu.
Mm.
Manchu is fun.
Yeah.
No, I think it was me.
Yeah. I think I don't remember.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Are we done?
I suppose so.
I have to figure out if I'm going to do anything or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're done.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.